Hello everyone, in this video we are going to learn how to deal with integers. So our learning would be, first of all, to find out how to do the addition and subtraction of integers. Now, in order to understand that, I have divided all the problems into three types. First of all, I will do is type 1. So which I call as type 1. First of all, whenever there are two positive numbers, so we write when there are two positive numbers. So we call it as type 1. Say now we know that this is the most easiest one to solve because we will have problems like 2 plus 3, 7 plus 10, or we may have problems like 11 plus 8. So 2 plus 3, whenever both the numbers are positive, we add the numbers. So the answer is 5. Whenever both the numbers are positive, we add the number. It's 17. Whenever both the numbers are positive, we just add the numbers. It's 19. Now, the problem arises whenever we deal with numbers in type 2. So let us write type 2. In type 2, we will write that when there is one positive number, this is positive number, and another is a negative number. So how to deal with that? First of all, what we will do over here is that let's see some examples. When there is one positive number, so we will say plus 7, and another negative number, then we can say as minus 3. Now over here we see that we have one positive number and one negative number. So if we have plus 7 and minus 3, whenever we have one positive and one negative, we will always subtract the numbers. So the answer for this would be 4. Now there is something special in this type 2. The specialty is we will not be telling whether it is negative 4 or a positive 4. So in order to find out whether it's a positive 4 or a negative 4, we have to look at the number which is greater over here. Which is greater, 7 or 3? Of course, 7 is the greater number. So as a result, if 7 is the greater number, the sign beside 7 is plus. So the answer would be plus 4. Now let me give you the same example, twisting the sign like this, minus 7 plus 3. In this case, you see the number which is greater is 7 and the sign with the 7 is negative. So while doing addition and subtraction with both the numbers over here, what we need to do is, since negative 7 is over here and 7 is the largest number, we say that the answer would be 4, because one negative one's addition means that we have to do the subtraction. And the number which is greater, whatever sign it has, the greater number sign is taken by the answer. So here the answer would be negative 4. Let me clarify this with few more examples. Say for instance, we have 11 plus 9, we have minus 7 plus 9, or we have minus 15 plus 6. In each of the case, and let me give another one, 7 minus 1. So minus 11 plus 9. So we see that which number is, we have a positive sign and a negative sign. So what we will do, we will subtract the number. So we know after subtraction our answer would be 2 over here. Now the problem is whether it's a positive 2 or a negative 2 depends on minus 11 and 9. We have minus 11 and minus 9 plus 9. Which number is greater? Minus 11. What sign 11 has? Negative. So the answer would be negative 2. We have minus 7 plus 9. So over here we have to figure out which one is the greater number. 9, correct? So it will also be 2 because we have to subtract whenever there is a positive and a negative number. Now the sign depends on the number which is greater and what sign it has. If we compare 7 and 9, which is the greater number? Of course 9. And what sign it has? Plus. So the answer is positive 2. Now let us do this 2 again. Minus 15 plus 6. So 6 is a number over here, 15 is the number over here, one positive, one negative, so we subtract. So subtracting 6 from 15 gives us 9. So which number is greater over here? Minus 15 or plus 6? Minus 15 or 6? Just neglecting the sign, which is the greater number? 15. So if 15 is the greater number, what sign these have? Negative. So the answer is negative 9. Again, let's go for this example. 7 and negative 1. Over here we see that 7 and negative 1. Which one is a greater number? 7. What sign it has got? Plus. So the answer should be in terms of positive, and the difference between them is 6. So this is how you find integers and solve integers when there is one positive and one negative number. And we at first have started solving the problems with two positive numbers. Now the final type, in fact the most confusing type for most of the students I find, is type 3. Now let us see what is there in type 3. Type 3 are those problems when there are two negative numbers. So if we have to solve this, let us see. We first started with two positive numbers, then we moved to a negative and a positive number, then we are moving with two negative numbers. So at most you will find only these three types of problem. There are no other types of problem in addition and subtraction of integers. So what we do over here, let us give an example. Negative 7, negative 3, negative 15, negative 21, or we can say minus 7, minus 100. Doesn't matter, you can pick any random numbers, but both the signs are negative. Now whenever both the signs are negative, you always add the numbers. You always add the numbers. So what you do is 7 plus 3. What is the answer? 10. And the rule is whenever both the signs are negative, you just put a negative sign over here. 10. Now let's go again. 21 and 15. The answer, adding them up, would be 21 plus 15. Let's do a rough work. It should be 36. So it is 36. What is and because both are negative numbers, you will put a negative sign with 36. So the answer is negative 36. This one we do will also have a negative answer. When both numbers are negative, the sign should always be negative as the answer. And 17 plus 3 is 20. And this is negative 107. I hope you have learned how to find the integers. There are no more types. Whatever you faced so far actually falls under type 1, type 2 and type 3. And this is how you can solve problems based on integers. Thank you. I'll make another video explaining how to do the multiplication and division for the integers.